Zenless Zero released on the PlayStation platform as a console exclusive for a period of time. It is landing on Xbox June 2025. That exclusivity period is over. Microsoft and Hoyoverse have come to an agreement. This is the second game from Hoyoverse that is now landing, with the only one, Honkai Star Rail, to be added. Hopefully Wuthering Waves and potentially maybe Terra Fantasy, if they actually sort their stuff out, will finally land on Xbox, but I'm not holding much breath for that last one. But Wuthering Waves would definitely be a good one. However, with Zenless Zero, it is very different to Genshin Impact. So if you're thinking this is going to be the same style of game outside of the gacha, you're very mistaken. This is very akin to Persona games, and if you like Persona games, you'll find something here that is good for you. This is, when I first looked at this game, it felt like a premium product, and one that I actually wouldn't have mind actually buying as a standalone game if it actually launched as a single player experience, right? Without all the gacha stuff. It actually had the appeal. But, a lot has changed since launch. When it first came out on PlayStation and mobile and PC, a lot of that you could say was beta testing for the definitive version, which is now that is currently being played by millions of people, now ready for Xbox to jump in and kickstart once the game has been fully rectified. So what I'm going to do here in this video, it is a 21-minute video. I'll have a link to it in the description below. I'm only starting from the 15th minute because here is where the exclusive features are announced for the Xbox platform. So if you want to watch the whole video, you're more than welcome to do that. A link to that will be in the description below. But what we're going to be covering in this video is the actual Xbox exclusive features that are coming to Zenless Zero for Xbox. So here we go.
We have also made optimizations to the game in consideration of its release on the Xbox platform this coming June. Thanks to the increase in GPU processing power of the Xbox Series X and S, players can experience enhanced visuals and a more stable frame rate while playing Zenless Zero with the quick resume function.
That's pretty interesting, right? So with the enhanced CPU performance of the Xbox Series consoles, we are going to get a stable 60 FPS, which indicates that the other versions aren't quite hitting that performance. Outside of PC. PC, the more you pay, the more you get. In terms of performance, right? But it looks like the other versions are not up to par as the Xbox Series console versions, which is interesting, right?
And a more stable frame rate while playing Zenless Zero. With the quick resume function on the Xbox, players can seamlessly toggle back and forth between other games without having to suffer through the loading screen every time. In terms of visuals,
now this is actually a big one because people always kind of ignore quick resume and don't think it's a cool feature. You can jump between games and have 4 seconds of gap between them before getting back into the game. Even games like Genshin Impact, at times where it logs you in, sometimes it doesn't remember, but most of the time it actually does, and you can pretty much start where you left off, which is really good. But Zenless Zero is promising that this is going to be a 100% feature, and it will never actually log you out, which is crazy to even contemplate how they're actually doing this, even if your machine goes offline. I guess you probably have to leave it in resting mode, maybe. I really don't know, because if they're promising that, there's no caveat there either. So this is actually really damn cool, because at that point, you can really just stop anywhere you want. Do something else on your Xbox and then come back when you've done with that and continue. That's really amazing stuff. Quick Resume is a phenomenal feature. I really love Quick Resume, and it's a really underrated feature, but one that just completely obliterates loading times. Absolutely.
Zenless Zero has also been optimized, featuring hardware accelerated ray tracing and HDR.
So wait, a lot of people told me that the Xbox Series X can't do hardware ray tracing on it, because apparently it doesn't have hardware ray tracing. But Hoyoverse developers here are now pretty much telling you that it does have hardware ray tracing. I remember there was a small amount of memory on there, but when you're looking at the difference between it, right? If we actually play it again,
screen every time. In terms of visuals, Zenless Zone Zero has also been optimized, featuring hardware accelerated ray tracing and
That's really, the difference is noticeable. So the fact that people say that it can't handle hardware ray tracing is interesting. But here we go. It does have hardware ray tracing. It's not just run by software through FSR, it is running through hardware as well. Good stuff, and it makes a big difference, as you can see. The colors are just that much more popping. The ray tracing brings more lighting effect. I like it. I like it a lot. I never used to be a fan of ray tracing. Of course, these are subtle ray tracing things, and if you're doing it on a shiny surface, you really get to see a lot more. But yeah, seeing some games that I've been watching and playing on PC has given me a new insight to ray tracing and path tracing, but it's good to see that we are getting these advances on the Xbox console.
HDR to deliver higher fidelity and more vibrant visuals. For instance, with ray tracing rendering of indirect lighting, the visual
you can see the
performance
difference.
of glossy or metallic surfaces will be significantly boosted on the Xbox version. This also
Significantly boosted on the Xbox version, not the PS5 or the PS5 Pro version, but on the Xbox version. Okay, yeah, I'm just rubbing it in at this point, but you know what? Why not?
also resolves the issue of off-screen reflection, such as mirrored surfaces, water surfaces, the puddles of water on the floor, or even metallic and shiny surfaces that traditionally rasterizes faces. Zenless Zone Zero supports both 4K resolution and a 60 FPS frame rate. For a smooth gaming experience, a stable frame rate will definitely allow fans of challenging action games to play to their full potential.
Now, I'm not sure if this means 4K 60 or if it's just saying it offers a 4K high fidelity version at a lower frame rate or a 60 FPS performance mode, or if it's literally 4K 60. Now, I've read in a few articles that it is 4K 60, but I guess we'll have to tell because that wasn't exactly very clear. If you listen to what he's saying, he says the word "and," which generally signifies that it's 4K and performance mode. But it could just be the language barrier, which obviously does exist. So we'll see when the game comes out and we can make that judgment. But either way, the fact that there is a 60 FPS mode, regardless of what it looks like, I'm extremely happy.
Zenless Zone Zero supports both 4K resolution and a 60 FPS frame rate. For a smooth gaming experience, a stable frame rate will definitely allow fans of challenging action games to play to their full potential. Other than the marked improvements to Zenless Zone Zero's graphics and performance, we would also like to highlight the game's compatibility to the Xbox's precision controllers, thanks to the stellar vibration capabilities of the Xbox controller. Players can now experience the immersive sensations of landing hits during combat. Moreover, we have configured different vibration settings for different combat actions or situations.
I don't actually remember any vibration on the PlayStation console for this game at all. So this would be a new thing. It's not on the PC either. That's for sure. So this would actually be new, where you're actually getting some feedback every time you attack an enemy. Unfortunately, I probably won't be able to experience this much because of my RSI on my wrists. But it's actually, if this is something that you really enjoy, then this is definitely up. This is definitely going to be something that you'll enable and enjoy, which is cool. Really, really cool stuff.
For example, the vibration feedback for a basic attack differs from that of a special attack. Even pulling an S-rank agent feels different, with improved functional and graphics performance.
Now you'll know before even animation comes up if you've pulled an S-rank or not. Just don't throw your controller in ecstasy.
A customized controller experience and all new content that will launch in version 2.0. We believe that players can elevate their Zenless Zone Zero experience when fighting alongside their favorite agents. Zenless Zone Zero on the Xbox also supports data sharing between platforms with unrestricted server selection. This
Nice. So it's expected in this day and age, but as we saw with Vampire Survivors, Sony did not allow them to actually enable crossplay and cross save between the platforms. So, even a small company like Vampire Survivors is being refused by Sony. So in this day and age, I expect it all the time now when it comes to PlayStation. But Microsoft here is basically allowing this game in particular, the saves that you're having from this game, your records and whatnot, be crossed. So all you have to do is just log in wherever you're playing and play. Good stuff. Whether it's on your mobile, PC, Xbox, true play anywhere.
means that players do not need to worry about server or regional restrictions and can freely select the server they want to play on. Veteran players can also link their accounts from other platforms, ensuring a convenient and seamless transition to the Xbox. Zenless Zone Zero also supports Xbox Cloud Gaming, allowing Game Pass Ultimate players to seamlessly enjoy the game with just an internet connection.
That is so cool. I mean, instantly landing day one and coming to get xCloud, this is going to be big. Microsoft really needs these gacha games. People keep looking at them and turning their nose up at them, but these gacha games make more money than the Halos, the God of Wars, the Forza Horizons, the Gears of Wars, the Last of Us's. Regardless of how many remakes and remasters and re-releases they have, these gacha games, as long as they're successful, make way more money, because obviously there's tons of gacha games that are not successful where they go purely for the lewd and the waifu and there's no substance there. But the ones that do have substance, like the Genshin Impacts, the Wuthering Waves, the Zenless Zone Zeros, the Honkai Star Rails, and more coming, like Azure Pavilion, Infinity Nikkei, which is already out. These games have substance and they keep the player engaged and they keep coming back. There's a reason why they keep coming back, and no, it's not because they're addicted. There is a good substance under there, and it becomes a cash cow, which is what these companies want, because it makes them a metric ton of money. And the fact that you can play this on the cloud now, day one, as well as the Xbox Series S, which is like a super cheap console for you to take to college with you or university, just put it under your TV and boom, off you go. These free-to-play games are amazing for just travel alone. So, great stuff.
With Xbox Cloud Gaming, players can experience the game in 1080p and 60 FPS on their mobile devices, with realistic lighting effects and haptic.
That's basically the Series S version running at 1080p 60 FPS, which is cool.
Controller feedback. Players can conveniently enjoy the audio-visual feast that is Zenless Zone Zero.
And now we have the trailer. That was Trigger, Nicole. This isn't a gacha I actually play regularly, but who knows? Maybe I'll give it another chance when it comes to Xbox. Yeah, you probably ain't hearing the music because there's 100% demonetization going on here. So you're just hearing my standard music, but the music's cool. I'll have a link to the video in the description below. This is really cool, by the way. I do like the way Hoyoverse do their trailers. They go all out. And Zenless Zone Zero has always been about that stylish gameplay, the stylish combat, with your ability to switch in and out with different characters at certain points in the fight to do more stylish damage. There was Jane Doe. Bernice. And that's that. Oh, is there more? Wait, who's she?
Now we're about embark on this brand new chapter as Zenless Zone Zero version 2.0. Officially,
it does seem like when the game, Zenless Zone Zero has had a troubled start. But 2.0, just like with Wuthering Waves, where it had a troubled start, 2.0 really kicked it into the hemisphere. Maybe this is what Zenless Zone Zero needed, this complete revamp, to kick it into the hemisphere, because that's exactly what I think is going to happen. It's a good game. It was just marred with problems that really no one was listening to, but then they decided that maybe if we listen, we might actually make it even better game. And guess what? That's exactly what's going on.
We are truly grateful for all of your love and support. We invite all Xbox friends to try Zenless Zone Zero and also welcome back our returning players.
Yep, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about me here, returning back a returning player, and that is exactly what I'm going to be. We're going to check this out when it lands in June. We're going to have a stream of it. I don't know where I am in the game. I might reinstall it now just to see where I am and try and do little bits and bobs, but overall, yeah. What do you think? When it lands, have a nice stream on Xbox, checking out the performance on the Series X. Is that something you'd like to see? Let me know in the comment section below.
We are excited to share more surprises in the future, so stay tuned.
I'll probably want to look at this game a little more in the coming month or so. I might mainly be covering this on my other channel, but have like small updates on this channel. We'll see. I think this is more suited to the other one, but it is on the Xbox, so I do kind of want to keep Xbox related stuff here, console related stuff here, and gacha stuff kind of related over there. But hey, if you're interested in that sort of content, do consider checking out my other channel. You may like what you see there, you might not. It is what it is. It's for now, a gacha focused channel, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing over there just as much as I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing here. But hey, if you want to support me and continue supporting what I do, the easiest way to support me is hitting that like button and subscribing. You're here every time a new video launches. You're clearly enjoying the content, so why not subscribe? It really helps the YouTube algorithm. Dropping that like really helps with the algorithm. If you want to support me further, you can do that by dropping a super thanks directly under the video, or by becoming a YouTube member, where you can get content like this earlier than anyone else. Right folks, that's the video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend.